All kidding aside, I thank you all for coming today. This is one of many projects at our Roeding Regional Park that we've been working towards for the last couple of years. For those of you who don't know about Roeding Park, it started with a donation by the Roeding family in 1903. And it included some very clear provisions that we have to adhere to, which is to keep this an open green space for the public. Although we have an amazing zoo, we don't allow them to expand beyond their existing footprint because we want to protect the green space for the neighborhood and for the general public. So we've been systematically making improvements over the last 5 years to Roeding Park to continue to be the busiest regional park in the city of Fresno. And that continues to today. Specifically in this park, we were here a few months ago opening a brand new playground structure. I think we now have built 2 of them. We have 2 of our pavilions that are under construction over the next few months. Those will be completed as well. And one of the last pieces for us around adult recreation is the court behind me here. This court has been vacant for years now. It's been deteriorating for several years. Although we have some amazing tennis players and we resurfaced the tennis courts for our tennis players adjacent, this court was a problem for us. So we spent a few months talking to the neighborhoods, talking to the residents, talking to the stakeholders at Roeding Park to get their feedback. And their feedback was, we want a multi-use court. We want to activate it again. We want lighting. We want it to be multi-generational, multi-purpose in its nature. And we want it to complete and to fit into the existing design and structure of Roeding Park. And that's what we're doing today. So I want to thank our Parks Director, Aaron Aguirre, for moving forward quickly. I was hoping that this would be not a 5-year project, that it would be pretty quickly since it's existing and no new year-long environmental studies are needed. Not a whole bunch of design work is required. And he was able to fulfill that wish and get it done quickly. So today will be the official groundbreaking, and in a few months, hopefully, we'll be ready to use these multi-purpose courts. They will not only be about pickleball, tennis, and other activities, but also basketball courts. So that really allows neighborhood kids, multi-generational folks from across the city to activate these courts and to continue operating. And with that, I also want to take a moment to thank and introduce our mayor, who's speaking next. He was given a significant task. We all voted for Measure P to tax ourselves more money to invest in parks. And it's a difficult challenge to take on thousands of acres of existing parks that require tens of millions of dollars of improvements, and then also build brand new parks in existing neighborhoods so that everybody feels that they're getting an investment in their respective areas. And he's been able to achieve that. In my district alone, we are building 2 brand new parks. One of them just opened in Tower a few months ago. The next one opens in a couple of months in Southwest Fresno, a 10-acre neighborhood park, while at the same time investing in existing parks. Roeding, being one of the 2 regional parks in District 3, has received millions of dollars of investments, as has the Southwest Sports Complex, with a new courts there for cricket and other improvements. And it's been a reflection of his commitment to fulfill the wish of the voters and the expectations of the city council and neighborhood leaders to see improvements take place as we had hoped, given the additional investment by taxpayers. So I do want to thank the mayor personally for keeping his eye on the ball and making sure that all these projects are moving through planning, through construction, and through execution to the end result being better quality parks for everyone in our community. And now we have a whole new set of problems, which is everybody wants to use them, and now we have to referee who gets to use them at what time, given the high demands for these better green amenities. With that, our mayor, Jerry Dyer.
Thank you, Councilmember Arias, and thank you for your commitment not only to Roeding Park, but also to recreation and green space throughout the city of Fresno, and for your steadfast support of that. We have a lot of roles and responsibility in local government and a lot of demands that are placed on us, and certainly Public safety is important to us, providing public transportation, providing utilities, and a number of other things. But one of the things that's oftentimes overlooked is the responsibility of local government to be able to provide those things that make a community better, that define a city. We know in great cities we have great downtowns, but also in great cities you have great parks, great amenities, and that's what we aim to do in Fresno, to be able to provide green space as well as recreational activities for folks. I will say this, that we are the 9th most diverse city in the United States, and with that comes a lot of competing demands in that people want different types of recreational activity. We recently opened up a cricket pitch courts that are one of them over at JSK Park, and the second one being at the Regional Sports Complex in Southwest Fresno. There's also a demand from the Indian community for field hockey. And then we obviously have some of our traditional sports that we provide in terms of soccer and baseball and basketball and the like. And now we have a growing demand on our community from folks that are starting to transition from another sport or maybe transition from their couch, and that is to be able to come to the courts and play pickleball. In fact, it is the fastest growing sport in America today. Since 2021, the demand for pickleball has increased by 311%. There's some 20 million people in the United States that are now playing pickleball. If you went back 6 or 7 years, that number would have probably been close to zero. And so pickleball is a rapidly growing sport, and with it comes demand, and we want to meet that demand. And the other thing that there's a demand for, we don't, whenever you have soccer or football, you have to have a large area in order to play. But in order to have futsal, which is really mini soccer, you can play it on a hard surface with a different type of ball, and you play 5-on-5, and it allows for more scoring, increases your skill set when you're playing. And so we want to provide that too. So we have to have multi-purpose courts for basketball, for futsal, like we're doing right here. We're also having dedicated pickleball courts that you'll see here, 4 of them. And we already have dedicated pickleball courts at Rotary East. We recently opened up 8 of those, and we're going to continue throughout Fresno to do multi-purpose courts for sports, but also dedicated courts for pickleball. This would not have happened if it wasn't for Measure P, quite frankly. $1.5 million that is being committed to this project. And it's not just to provide multi-purpose courts as well as pickleball courts, but it's also designed for families to come out here. Certainly we're going to be providing lighting for people to play sports throughout the evening hours, but we'll also have 2 shade structures because we know how hot it gets here in Fresno in the summer months. There'll be 12 benches that people can sit on, as well as 6 picnic tables for people to be able to gather and to socialize here at the park. So very, very fortunate. This project we anticipate being done, I believe, early in 2026. And so we'll be able to see more and more people come out here to play not only futsal, but also pickleball. So the guy that makes all that happen, quite frankly, is the guy to my right, and that is Aaron Aguirre. He is our parks director, and he's been given a monumental task of being able to open up a lot more green space, to be able to develop that green space, to provide all the recreational activities that people want in this community. So it's my honor to be able to bring up to the podium is our Director for Parks and Recreation, Aaron Aguirre.
Mayor, thank you for that warm welcome, and thank you all for being here today. This is a special day here for our beloved Roeding Park, that allows us to celebrate the growth, the innovation, and the continued investment in our park system. As you've heard from both Mayor Dyer and Councilmember Arias, we will be bringing 4 dedicated pickleball courts, 2 multi-use facilities here that will offer basketball and futsal. Those are 2 new sports that will be offered here, which have never been here before. So we're excited to have a home here at Roeding Park for those amenities. By adding these features, we are giving our residents ways to stay active and connected right in their own neighborhoods. As the mayor mentioned, pickleball is one of the fastest growing sports, and now our community has the opportunity to jump on and join that movement. Whether you're picking up a paddle for the first time or you're already a fan, these courts will offer something here for each and every recreation participant. And now adding futsal and basketball in that mix, we're creating a dynamic space here at Roeding Park that welcomes families and kids and youth of all ages. We expect these courts, as the mayor mentioned and Councilmember Arias mentioned, to be in high demand. So these will be available through our reservation system, through our 621 Play, as well as our Parks online reservation system for our guests to use, as well as the drop-in play. Projects like this do not happen with strong support, so I'd like to thank Mayor Dyer, his administration, Councilmember Arias, and the entire City Council, and of course our community, as the mayor mentioned. And also, quick thank you to my dedicated staff. Without their support, without their hard work, we would not be able to bring these first-class amenities to our parks system here. Also want to recognize this isn't all parks. We have many groups that come in and help us. Our capital projects team, which is here today, thank you for being here. Thank you for your support, as well as our planning and development teams. They all got us here today. And finally, to the community, these courts are for you. We built these with you in mind, with your input in mind, and again, we look forward to opening this up for you. We hope these courts bring joy, connection, and energy to Roeding Park, and together we're building parks that inspire pride, promotes wellness, and brings people together. I thank you all for being here today, and with that, I will turn it back over to the mayor for any closing remarks or questions. Thank you.
Okay, we'll open up to any questions that you might have regarding this, and then as soon as that is done, we'll go over here and we'll turn some dirt, which is our official groundbreaking ceremony. Anybody?
What's the project schedule for this?
A project schedule is, in terms of it being completed, will be early 2026. Some of that's going to depend on weather. But we do anticipate it's going to take probably another 4 or 5 months, I would imagine, to have this project completed and opened up for the public. We'll be back out here and announce that with a ribbon cutting. Go ahead.
Why only 4 courts? You can't run a tournament.
Why only 4 courts?
You can't run a tournament.
Well, that's a beginning, I guess. The same question was asked over at Rotaries, why only 8 courts? And we'd love to provide 30 courts, but we're moving these all around the city. We have courts, I think, that are coming in at Vinland. So we have a number of locations that are going to be where pickleball can be played.
But this is a regional park, would be an ideal place to have a
Yeah, and we'll okay.
Good question, and I made a reference earlier to the Roeding donation of property. The reason we selected 4 courts is because the existing footprint allows for 4 courts. If we were to expand to say 8 courts, we'd have to conduct environmental studies. We'd have to renegotiate the donation of land, because the primary purpose of the donation of land by the Roeding family was to provide green space. So we have to protect existing green space and not simply, build building after building on existing green space. So we've been thoughtful about keeping on the existing footprint, not encroaching and eliminating green space. Instead, we're trying to add more green space. And I wanted to give a quick summary on improvements at Roeding Park so far in the last just 4 years. We've made tens of millions of dollars of upgrades to a zoo, new exhibits. We just signed off on a $40 million new entrance to a zoo, and there'll be new parking also dedicated to a zoo. We've invested millions of dollars in new playground structures at the zoo, $1 million for a new dog park. So now we have 2 dog parks at the zoo. Millions of dollars more on all irrigation being redone. We just finished trimming and removing a lot of dead trees here at Roeding Park. We've also are in the process of building and designing brand new restrooms that will meet the modern design of public restrooms. Those will come to Roeding Park as well. The pavilions behind you that are shut down right now, they're under the process of being reconstructed. So those 2 new pavilions will also be reconstructed here at Roeding Park. So we've essentially gone through the process of making sure the kids have better facilities. We, of course, resurfaced the tennis courts, and now with these multi-purpose courts. So the idea of Roeding Park is it plays very well as a regional park. People come here for the zoo, They also come here for the picnic tables, all of which are being upgraded and replaced as we speak. So we've been very thoughtful to ensure that we touch every segment of the park and every segment of the users to this regional park. That's why we've been intentional about tennis courts, multi-purpose courts, restrooms, playgrounds, parking lots, pavilions, benches, picnic tables. Trees are being trimmed. Our next, hopefully, project here is to add a lot more trees and replace that canopy that once existed at Roeding Park, as well as making sure the zoo gets upgraded without encroaching to the existing green space. And lastly, we just made a huge investment into Storyland for new exhibits at Storyland. So Roeding Park continues to receive an unprecedented and record amount of investment on every aspect that we have at this regional park, and we'll continue to do that thoughtfully and carefully as we try and preserve as much green space, grass area, and tree area for the rest of the neighborhood. Thank you all.
Okay.
Thank you, Councilmember Arias. It's incredibly good, detailed answer. I think for one thing I've learned in this community, and I'll close with this, is that when people are passionate about an activity that they're involved in, that passion creates a lot of emotion. And we've seen that with the dog parks. We've seen that with our soccer fields, and now we've seen it with pickleball as well. And sometimes when you're in city government, it feels like you can never do enough, and sometimes we can't do enough. But what we are trying to do is everything we can to create recreational activities and social space for everyone. And it's amazing when you do put in certain facilities, people get angry with you. I have had people get angry with me over Airways Golf Course. Why don't we have more golf courses in Fresno? And so I think what we're trying to do is the best that we can with the resource we have, with the Measure P dollars we have, to provide activity for everyone. And that's what One Fresno is, providing activities for everyone. So with that, we'll turn over the groundbreaking. Thank you.
1, 2, 3. Roeding Park.